Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm Tim, and today I'm continuing my playthrough of Normandy 44. We are now up to turn 15, June 20th. On this date, Cherbourg land front reached, and the Soviets capture Viipuri in Finland, something like that. All right, this is going to be another storm turn, so we don't need to roll for the weather, which means once again the Germans will get 3 supply points. Let's go 1, 2, 3 like that. 1 armor replacement, which if used immediately can be spent on a Panther or Tiger unit. Oops. I guess let's figure out what everybody else is going to get first. So the Americans get 1 infantry replacement. British again get the 1 Commonwealth replacement. And no air units, no naval units, no supply points for the Allies. Alright, so let's see where we want to spend this German armor replacement. Again, we do have a couple of Panther units, maybe just 1 now, that have been eliminated. We have the 1, which is that one here. And then there was 1 that we brought in. Yeah, it was this guy. Gave him a replacement last turn, brought him in there. I guess we could just give him a second step. That might be the best use of that. Whoops. Rather than just getting another one that's only 2 strength. So why don't we go ahead and do that. He's only going to be able to move 1 hex again, but all right. And then that's going to take us to, kind of skipped over some stuff here, but we did all this stuff. Ready all in supply headquarters and Werfer brigades. I don't think we had any headquarters that moved more than 1 hex last turn. So German player turn, we just did their replacement phase, so we'll spend that. And next is the movement phase. For reinforcements this turn, they've got 2 units coming on, a couple of infantry regiments from the 353rd. They're going to come in at green. So it looks like down here probably will be where we want to bring them in to help plug up this hole down here. Let's see, so let's think about how we want to shore things up over here. I'm afraid this position is getting to be untenable out there. Thinking we're going to have to pull them back to here. Probably slide these guys into here. Move this one up a hex. Now we've got these 2 that can come in and help. I think these guys are going to use that truck this turn, so we can take that off. So we've got a couple of low strength units there that could take one of these. We've also got a bit of a problem over here. I think we might need to see if we pulled them back to here. We'll put them on top of the hilltop there. These guys could slide into here. They could slide down. And we're kind of needing to get somebody there. They could shift over. Would be 4 plus 3 for the woods is 7. And they don't have much there. 6 plus 3 is going to be 9. Kind of getting a little paper thin over here. Yeah, I think we pull these guys back. Slide these over. What do we have in here? Wonder if we could do some juggling to get some more strength over here. So they were there. They could go be 1, 2, 3, 4 to get to there. They've only got 3 movement. Actually, it's 1. Yeah, 1, 2 because they have to disengage. 3, 4. They can't quite get there. I was hoping to be able to do a little switcheroo here. We could get one of these guys in there though, if we wanted to do that. Yeah, actually, we'll just move this whole stack over. These guys can move over. So one of them could potentially go into there to help out. That means we bring these guys to here. These here. Almost afraid I don't know if I do want to move that guy up to there, because then they can move into there and attack him. But I think we get one of these. Let's see, they've only got 3. They're not mechanized, so 1, 2, 3. They can just barely make it there. And then these guys can go 1, 2 into here. These will pull back to here. They can just barely, well, I guess it's only 1, so two movement points with the disengagement. That will go away shortly. The other option is we pull these guys back to here, then they could actually go there, which will allow them to cover this spot instead. Well, maybe they were here, right? I don't think they got. Do they have enough movement? Yeah, I guess they do. So they could come around like this. And then these guys instead move down to here. And these guys come, I guess, to here. That gives us sock bonds all the way along there. Could move them up there safely if we wanted to. Do we want to? Not sure where they're going to be needed right now. Okay, I think does pretty well bolstering that area up. Now, how about out here? We need to do something up here. Let's see. These guys don't have enough movement to make it all the way into there. Well, maybe with the road. Nope, not quite. So these are not going to strap move this turn, so these can come off. These guys could potentially get around. Let's see. Because we could move this unit into here in the strong point. These guys could go 1 to disengage, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same problem. They can only get to there. Unless we go, wait a minute. So that's 2, 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, 5. That would work, right? So like that route to get there. That's exactly 5. And then these guys, we'll keep them on top for now. These guys move into here. That one's a problem. Got quite a bit of strength there. Could. So the town's going to stop an armor shift. And if we could get this guy, I don't know if he can make it there. 1, or nope, he can't exit the flooded hex except along a road. All these guys are mechanized, right? Yep. All they can do is do that. This one can only use tactical movement. I think maybe we move him here just to get him out of harm's way a little bit. These guys are really overextended now. Also don't like leaving this all open. There's not really much we can swing around with. I'm thinking we hit this stack. What do we got? 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have to get up to 11 to get 1 to 1. I think we have. These are both the same. Yep, we're exactly. Or no, these guys can't attack, right? So we're only at 10. We're 1 short. So at least 1 unit here would have to help out. We could get a shift from the Tigers. There's not really anything here we can attack this stack with. All right. Just leave 1 unit in here by itself. We could then potentially swing somebody in to fill this gap. Those guys can hold that hex by themselves, really. If we wanted to pull some of this out, start making its way over here. Let's see, what would that look like? These guys could go 1 to disengage, 2, 3. They could get to there. This is mechanized, so they can't enter those hexes. They are close enough to help out with that, though. Just wonder if we want to start getting them down on this road so they can make their way over here further. We'll do that. Don't really need the anti-tank over here. However, he's kind of stuck. So he can go there, but then you have to stop. Then the following turn, he could make his way out. Yeah, I think maybe we start extricating this. Not really anything else we can afford to pull over there, though. This is pretty weak. if we give up Khan, that's basically giving the Allies the game, I think. So that's 8 points right there. 9 if they get this town as well, which is pretty much enough to swing it their way. Yeah, I think that's about the best we can do for now. Try to hit them hard. They won't be able to retreat other than, you know, further in, because we have them trapped with a Zachbahn there now. That was pretty dumb of me, I think, to advance that far in hindsight. All right, what else? Anything over here we want to adjust? Oh yeah, we really need to get this guy some help. He's probably the only one that can make it there. It's going to be 1, 2, 3 just to get to there. And then he can't go up through here because he'll have to stop there. Actually, what if we come back along this road? So it would be 1, 2 to get to there. 3, 4, 5. There we go. That'll get him up into there. Fortunately, that leaves these guys with no anti-tank. Looks like, could these guys make it with 4? 1, 2, 4. Nope. Might have to do some shuffling down the line here with some armor. Let's see. This would be 2/3 plus 1. 1 2/3. 2 2/3. 3 2/3. Something less than 5. Just trying to deny tank shifts here wherever we can. These guys don't have any armor. Oh yeah, they do. Let's see. Not sure how much more we can pull around here. These guys have 7, 8, 9, 10, 13 if he stays there. These are 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. All -1 troop quality though too. Yikes. That looks like a primo spot to hit them. Maybe these guys need this armor more than they do. At least they don't have all negative troop quality. But I mean, with this airborne unit here, they're getting the troop quality shift anyway. Do we want to give them a troop quality and an armor? Probably not. Alright, yeah, we'll do that, I guess. think we keep sliding this guy up to try to get help out up in the peninsula there in Cherbourg. We want to pull this. Where was the headquarters at here? Is it underneath here? Pull them back another hex. Yep, I think that's it for movement. Now for combat, we're definitely attacking here. This all straighten back up. Anything else we wanted to shift around here? Probably should pull these guys back, actually, to there. Or 8. The problem is if we stay here, they can attack us from two sides. Whereas if we pull back here, they can only attack us from one side, but then we're giving up this town, so I have a feeling we might give it up anyway and take some losses. Yeah, I think we pull them back as well into the city. All right, so we got this combat here. Don't know that there's any others that we want to try. Got all these supply points stacking up now and nothing to spend them on. I guess we can start trying some determined defenses. I just don't see. That's got a big boy in there. Plus 4 more, that's 11. Plus 3 is 14. No tank shift possible. No troop quality shift possible. Best we could do is 1-to-1, and then we would be able to get an armor or an artillery shift. What would that look like? Problem is these guys are defense only, so we got these guys are defense only. These are all non-divisional units. It's only 4, 7. They couldn't even be a conf group. We'd have these guys, I guess, with this unit attached, so that'd be 5. These guys would be half, at 6. That would be half. 7. Nope, that ain't happening. I suppose maybe here against this, we would get a shift for the strap move marker. What are we looking at here? They're at 7, 8, 9, 10. We'd have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 1 to 2, 1 to 1 with the strap move shift, 2 to 1 with the an artillery shift, assuming they're in range. They're not in range of either of these. If we move them here, 1, 2, 3, still out of range. Yeah, I think it's just the one attack. Let's see what we got. I don't think us being out of supply hurts us at all on the defensive. Let's see, supplies, page 20. Out of supply penalties. Yeah, its combat strength is halved if they attack, but other than that, no other effects in combat. So we are at, I think we figured that we were like 1 short. We were going to have this guy join in at half strength to give us that tiger shift. So yeah, it's 1 to 1. And then 2 to 1 with the tiger shift. Excuse me, 3 to 1 if we spend a supply point. Yeah, actually they get the, I think it gives them 2 shifts because they get the armor shift for having higher rating than us. Plus they get another shift for it being Tiger tank. I think that's the way that works. They're listed as 2 separate shifts. Let me just confirm that. Yep, that is correct. They get the regular armor shift plus the Tiger tank shift. So actually, I think it's going to be 5 to 1. So 1 to 1. Wait a minute. 1 to 1. 2 to 1 with the armor shift. 3 to 1 with the Tiger shift. 4 to 1 with the artillery shift. So 4 to 1, not 5 to 1. So 4 to 1. 1. Wow. An exchange. Yikes. Well, we know what the Allies are picking. I think we will knock one of these guys down to cadre. Okay. Let's see if the Allies are able to extricate them somehow on the next turn. All right, I think that's going to be it for the German combat. Means we go to no reserve movement or combat, recovery phase. We can take off this replacement marker. And all these disruptions. There was one hiding under there somewhere, maybe not. Got this one. And this one. Put that strong point back on the bottom. Okay, and then did we have some over here? No, that's right. None of these guys ended up having to retreat last turn. I think that was it. Then we have supply phase. So I believe we're okay everywhere. Except potentially up here. Let's just double check all of this. They can get out like that. I think they can trace to either edge. Even if not, they can still get down this way. Same thing with them. They can go either that way or down here if necessary. These guys are fine. One goes through one EZOC there. So yeah, we're all good for supply, other than of course that guy out there. No isolation attrition, remove German IPs alone in a hex. So this one that we abandoned goes away. Oh, and I should have mentioned, just as a reminder, the Germans were not allowed to build any improved positions, so with it being a storm turn. I guess neither side could. Yeah, so that's going to do it for the German player turn. Over to the Allies. Again, no replacements, no supply points, so they don't get to bring any reinforcements in. No shifts, no nothing. They do have their one, well, I should say no replacements. They do have the replacements that they can use. Now these guys cannot take them because they are out of supply. So we want to spend on a Commonwealth unit again, since that's such a rare occurrence. Guess we could potentially do this one. No, that's or Canadians, I was saying. Of course, it's going to be on a Commonwealth unit. I don't know if we've got any other Canadian infantry that could take it. So, who should we give that to, or should we just hang on to it for now and hope that we can get these guys back in supply at some point? I think maybe we do that. For the U.S. replacements, I mean, I don't know that we have any place to spend them. Maybe here? No. I think they're all pretty healthy. We had the one unit there that we gave one to last turn. Yeah, I don't know that we have any that can take it. Doesn't look like it. It's an airborne. Nope. So we'll just save those as well. All right, that takes us to movement. Oh boy, let's see if we can, what we can do about this pickle we got ourselves in over here. If we get a unit there, I think that allows supply trace even through the Zoc bond, because when you have a unit on each side of a Zoc bond, Zoc hex side bond, I believe it's nullifies it. One, three. So we could potentially get this whole stack in there. But then that leaves us a little bit in trouble over here. I'm thinking we might have to. What could we start shifting around to cover that with? We don't really need to be here as long as we're here. And then these guys could slide to there. So yeah, maybe we do that. So this whole stack can go... Oh, wait a minute. They have to disengage though. Shoot. So that's actually 2. 3 only gets them to there. These are all 3s, aren't they? Oh, 1 unit's a 4. Ooh, here we go. These guys can get over there easily. Look at all this that I've been hiding under here, doing nothing. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3 and a half, 4 and a half. So yeah, this whole stack can move into there. And then these guys just slide down to cover, fill in. Still think we might want to start thinking about shifting some of these forces up around this way, since we have so many basically extra guys down here. Now this is interesting. Now that these guys have pulled away, these guys could actually use strategic movement now to get around there. Well, maybe not, because they'd have to stay on. Oh yeah, they can get on this road. But then they get stopped there. They have to go back this way. What if they came around? I don't know. That'd be a long trek. You'd have 8. It'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They could get to there. That's not bad. Problem is getting across this river. The bridge is right here, so then they'd have to stop when they hit this. On a future turn. Yeah, I still think we want to do that, though. At least get some of this stuff around over there. Maybe this whole division. Well, that's, these guys can do that. These guys, unfortunately, cannot. As soon as they go down there, they have to stop. They'd have to come up this way, backtrack, and then go. So what would that look like? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you can get to there. This isn't really that much further than if they just went, well, I guess it would be 1, 2, 3, 4. I could only get to there with normal movement. Another option would just be to use regular movement with these guys. So they'd be, do they get 3? Yeah, they get 3 hexes on the primary roads too. It's just the Germans that lose that during certain weather, right? B. Yeah. So 1 to disengage, 2, and a third, 3 and a third, 4 and a third, 5 and a third, and then 2/3. They can only get to there with regular movement. I think we at least send these guys around as far as they can get with strategic movement. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure I did this right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Here. We might want to try and attack here, even though they are going to get the shift for the hilltop. go here. And here. I don't know though, with no shifts, it's gonna knock it down to what can we get? They got 4. They do get the DCB because they're not by themselves. So it's going to be 7. We have to get to 14 just to make it a 1-to-1 with the shift for the hill, which I think we can certainly do. I don't think there's anywhere we're going to be able to get better than a 1-to-1. This guy won't be strap moving, so we can take that off. I think, let's see how we want to close in up here. I think these guys go here. These guys move into here. This might be a possibility. I don't have any armor. They're at 9, 10, 11, 12. We've got well more than 12. Well, I say that, but so these guys, yeah, these guys would be the MAF, these attached. So that's 14 plus half of this is 16. And they would get a tank shift. So we'll do an attack there. We're talking maybe here. Back here. And then, let's see, we need to fix this up a little bit. These are silhouetted, so they can't join up. This is the rest of their infantry division, right? Yep. Don't want to get them too far away. Maybe they come around to here on this hill. Should give them some pretty good protection, the hill and the woods. And then these guys can, yeah. I think these guys go here. These guys go here. Like that. Okay. We nudge up our headquarters. Another space. Let's go there. Yeah. All right. Actually, since we're not getting any shifts this turn or next, we could move them further than that without really any penalty. Get them a little closer to the action here. And then likewise, these guys could come down to here. So we can kind of get them overlapping or at least touching on the coverage. And this guy can go go ahead and move him up into see about there. All right. Anything else? Yes, up here we need to close ranks. I want to pull this cadre unit out of here so that we can actually move him down to there with this guy just to boost him up a little, and then get this guy into there. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I feel like the problem is these guys are trapped in here against this flooded stuff until we can push these guys back further. Won't be happening this turn. All right, yeah, let's go with that, I think. Is there any attack up here we want to try? Maybe this. That's 4, 7. We've got 12. 16, yeah, so that's a 2-to-1, 3-to-1. Don't have any active airborne around here, huh, that we could get a troop quality shift. Where are we should have one more 101st hanging out somewhere. And there's one of our 82nds. We should have 2 of those somewhere. Well, there's our other 101st. I feel like I haven't been really using them effectively. There's our other 82nd. I think you basically want to use them to get those shifts until they're knocked down to cadre, and then once all the units in their division are cadre, then you can withdraw them. Yeah, so I think we do this one. So it's starting at 2-to-1. We'll get a tank shift as well. And then what's this one looking like? 4, 7. we've got 13, 14. So it is just enough for a 2-to-1. No tank shift though. Yeah, we'll do it. All right, so that's it for movement. I think we've got our combats figured out. All right, hopefully we can rescue those guys and then establish a better line over here. Okay, so American combat or Allied combat. Let's we didn't mark it, but I think we're gonna do one over here as well against this. Oh yeah, because these are silhouettes, so they're not going to get the DCB. So that's 6. And we're going to have a lot. Just the stack alone is 18. Ooh, that's 3-to-1. Nice. Maybe we put these guys in reserve. Could potentially hit them again. They'll have to retreat 2 spaces though, so I don't think we're going to want to overextend ourselves again. I mean, if they're not going to attack, we might as well, then we can make the decision later, right? That would be 12 if we wanted to go up against this. They're at 2, 4. 7. And then DCB of 2, so 9. It'd only be 1-to-1. Yeah, let's go ahead and put them in reserve. All right, let's do this attack then. So it's going to be a 3-to-1 attack. Oh, but they get a defensive shift for the Tiger tank. I forgot that the first time I attacked that unit when they were over in that vicinity. So it's actually just going to be 2-to-1. Two to 1. Ouch. A1. That hurts. I could take it on these guys. All right. Well, that didn't work out so well. I'll still leave this as a possibility, though, but it would only be 1-to-1. Okay. Do we want to try this? A little reticent now about doing this at just a 1-to-1. Pretty low chance of success. If we did manage to get a hit, though, 1-to-1. The only thing would be if we rolled a 4, we'd get an exchange. That's the only way we can cause a hit. Otherwise, we're just pushing them back a hex. We would be getting them off that hill at least. Yeah, let's try it. We've got a lot of forces down here. I think we can afford to take the risk. So 1 to 1, 3 is an A1DR. Guess I should have declared what we were doing here. 6, 9, 10, 11, 12 on, I think we had these guys helping too, right? To get up to 2 to 1, which then got knocked back down to 1 to 1. So I think we take the hit. That division's already suffered a loss, so let's do it on this one. They've got a DR. Are they within? Well, yeah, they're within these guys' range. Yeah, I think maybe we try to hold that hill. Boy, though, if we have to lose a step, man. I mean, we go get a +1 from that and a +1 from the artillery. So we'll be looking at a +2. But if we get a 3 or a 4, we're going to lose a step. 5 or 6, the Allies would lose a step. Yeah, let's try it. Use that from 7th Army. So determined defense with a +2. Look at that, 6. Not quite enough. It's an exchange. So unfortunately, that means this guy goes away. And now he has no defensive combat bonus until we get something else in there. But then we get to, let's see, how's that work on an exchange for this? Defender's Legion, it loses 1 step, and any one attacking unit in the MAF, Defender's Choice, loses 1 step. So I guess I should say what my MAF was, huh? Where are we at here? I think I was making this the MAF. He's going to pick this and knock it down to cadre. Oh, that's 2 units from that division now at cadre level. All right, I need to watch my cadre steps too. That's 4 for Britain and 5 for the U.S. now. What is the auto lose condition for that? Yeah, we're getting kind of close there. It's 7 U.S. 3-step units eliminated or reduced to cadre level, or 5 Commonwealth 3-step units, which we're at 4 right now. Which I guess that begs the question is, why are there so many? Once you get 5 of these or 7 of these out, then I guess it's for the mix of units. But even so, there's no way you could have 6 infantry type units out. Anyway, yeah, so we need to get some of those guys back. I guess we'll know where we'll be spending that our next 2 Commonwealth infantry replacements. All right. Actually, hold on. I'm wrong. There's only 3. I just realized this one got restored, so actually we could use Cadre B for this one. We're only at 3 right now, so we're not in as dire situation as I thought. It's gonna be that's airborne or glider, so I can't use that one. Never mind. So that would explain the quantity then, because there is only 5 infantry type. Okay, never mind. All right, moving on. Let's go with this attack next. It's initially 1-to-1, but we have an armor shift to make it 2-to-1. Big roll, big roll. 3. It's not big. Exchange. Okay, that was here, right? Yeah. So we will knock this guy down to Cadre. They will flip this one, I think. We need an SS Cadre for this one. Is that the right unit type? Yeah. Here. Okay. Not very good so far. Let's hope these turn out a little better. This one starts at 2-to-1. It's going to be 3-to-1 with the tank shift. There we go. 3-to-1, 5. Still losing a step though. A1D1. That's going to hurt them more than us. That was here. Guess I shouldn't be so quick to take the die away. Yeah, I forgot to do this again. So this was the math, 12, 16 to their 4, 5, 6, 7. These guys didn't need to participate. So we did get a tank shift, so we have to take it on the armor unit that provided the shift. And they will decide to lose this -1 quality unit. And then they're going to have to retreat. We'll go back to here. Become disrupted. Headquarters is not. One hex retreat because of the bocage. And we will advance. Guess if these guys weren't participating, I should have put them in reserve. Let's go ahead and do that retroactively. Either that or would have had them participate in the combat so they could also participate in the advance. All right, then here, it's just a straight 2-to-1 with no shifts. Leave that there for now so don't forget where we're at. 2-to-1, come on, we need another big number. 4. 2-to-1, 4 is a DR. Okay, they are close enough where we could give them some support for determined defense. However, they're pretty, I don't know if they want to risk losing a unit here, so I think we'll just fall back to there. Yeah, I don't think we want to go into there because then that opens that way up. And then we can advance. We could go there. But then likewise we could just have these guys go there with their reserve movement. I think we'll just have them advance into the vacated hex. These guys become disrupted. And I think that's it for combat. So then we go to reserve movement. I think maybe we just have these guys secure this town. But no attack. Pretty sure these guys are back in supply now. Let me just double check. If not, we may want to risk an attack there. Try to dislodge them. Let's see, supply. It does say it cannot cross or enter an enemy Zoc bond. However, I believe once you have units on both sides of a Zoc hexide bond, it negates it. Here it is, negating Zoc bonds. A hexide bond is negated. Here we are. When enemy units are located on each side of the intervening hex side, a hex bond is negated when the intervening hex contains an enemy unit. Yeah, so this Zoc bond here is being negated because we have units on both sides of it. So they're going to be okay. So yeah, we'll just move them into there to occupy that city, or that town, I mean. Then over here for reserve movement and possibly combat. Oh, probably not combat. These guys are just cadres. They're going to move into there. Yeah, especially not because it'd be across the perimeter line. So that's all they're going to do is move to there. pretty sure they didn't move more than one hex last turn. I think they were already there. If they did, I'll double check, and if they did, we can correct that in the next episode. All right, that's gonna do it for reserve combat, reserve movement, recovery phase. I don't think we had any. Obviously, we did have. No, we didn't give anybody replacements, did we? That's right. We just saved them all. And none of our units were disrupted, so nothing to do there. No ice. Then we go to supply. So as we said, this unit is now back in supply. Guess he can go. The only thing we got to watch is we got this hex now that they have to trace through. So that's one of the two Zoc hexes they can go through. They can go through here. This negates that it's vacant Ezocs. So they go from here to here, then they're on the road. They can take the road to there. So they are now back in supply. Thankfully, didn't want that to go to 2. These guys are fine as well. So are those. Same here. And everybody else around the bowl here is fine. Yep. All right. We have no isolation attrition, no allied IPs alone in a hex. So that ends the allied player turn. In phase, still no airborne that we want to withdraw yet. No automatic victory yet. So we'll move this to turn 16 and we'll get to our last storm turn of the game. So that's going to wrap things up here. I think the Allies made a little bit of progress. I think it was pretty decent considering the weather. We did manage to take another town, so that's going to swing the points, 2 points in the opposite direction. Take one away from them, give one to us. I think that puts us at a deficit of 17 now. Yeah. So that's going to wrap things up for this episode of Normandy 44. Thanks everyone for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.